Hi guys, this is O-level chemistry, paper 12, November 2020, question 21. Which statement describes the conversion of magnesium atoms to magnesium ions? So magnesium ions are positively charged. That means magnesium atom will be losing electrons to form magnesium ions. And the charge of the ion would be Mg2 positive. So let's see. The change is reduction because there has been a gain of electrons. No, there has been a loss of electrons. The change is oxidation because there has been a loss of electrons. Exactly. The change is reduction because there has been a loss of electrons. Reduction is gain of electrons, not loss. The change is oxidation because there has been a gain of electrons. Oxidation is loss, not gain. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 22. When water is liquid, it ionizes slightly and it ionizes to give H positive and OH negative aqueous ions in equal quantities. Okay. The forward reaction is endothermic. Okay. The forward reaction being endothermic makes the backward reaction exothermic. Okay. When the temperature of water is increased, which changes take place? The water becomes acidic when the temperature of water is increased. An increase would favor the forward reaction, which would result in a greater quantity of H positive being formed. But the quantity of H positive is equal to the quantity of OH negative. An equal increase in the quantity of OH negative would be seen, which would keep water neutral. So it will not become acidic. Next, the water becomes alkaline. Same thing. If the OH negative ion concentration is increasing, the H positive ion concentration is proportionally increasing, keeping it neutral. More water molecule form ions. Yes, if the forward reaction is being favored, more ions would be present compared to before the temperature was increased. So statement 3 is the only correct statement, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 23. Which salts could be prepared by precipitation? So precipitation means formation of an insoluble salt. That is how it will form a precipitate. So one is barium sulfate. Yes, barium sulfate is insoluble. It can be prepared by precipitation. Lead chloride. Lead chloride is also insoluble. It can be prepared by precipitation. Copper 2 chloride. Copper 2 chloride is a soluble salt. It cannot be formed by precipitation. Zinc sulfate is also soluble, so it cannot be formed by precipitation. So out of the four given salts, only 1 and 2 are correct, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 24. Silver is below hydrogen in the reactivity series. Okay. Which row describes the chemicals used and the method of separation used to prepare a pure sample of silver chloride? Chemicals used would be silver and hydrochloric acid. No, it will not displace hydrogen because it is less reactive. Option A is incorrect. B, silver and hydrochloric acid, again incorrect. C, silver nitrate and hydrochloric acid, yes. This would form silver chloride and HNO3. So C and D has the correct chemicals used. Now let's look at the method of separation. In C, we have got crystallization. Crystallization happens for salts that are soluble and are dissolved in water. AgCl is a precipitate. It is not dissolved in water. And precipitates can be filtered out. So option D has filtration as the method of separation, which is correct, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 25. Ammonia is manufactured by the Haber's process. The forward reaction is exothermic. Which statement about Haber's process is correct? A low pressure is used to shift the position of the equilibrium to the right. A decrease in pressure shifts the equilibrium to the side with the greater number of moles. This would shift the equilibrium to the left because there are more moles of reactants than there are moles of products. Next, a high temperature is used to shift the position of the equilibrium to the right. Since the forward reaction is exothermic, This makes the backward reaction endothermic, and an increase in pressure shifts the equilibrium towards the side with the which is endothermic rather. So in this case, a high temperature will shift the equilibrium to the left, not to the right. Next, an iron catalyst is used to shift the position of the equilibrium to the right. Catalysts have no effect on the position of the equilibrium. Catalysts only speed up the rate of reaction by providing an alternate pathway, one having a lower requirement of activation energy. So statement C is totally wrong. Next, the nitrogen used is obtained from air. Yes, the nitrogen is obtained from air. The hydrogen is obtained from either electrolysis of water or cracking of hydrocarbons. So this statement is correct, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 26. The table contains some facts about sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid and comments on the fact. Okay, which row is correct? A. In the manufacture of sulfuric acid, sulfur reacts with oxygen to make sulfur trioxide. No, it reacts with oxygen to make sulfur dioxide. B. Nickel is used as a catalyst in the contact process. No, the catalyst used in the contact process is V2O5 or vanadium 5 oxide. Next, sulfuric acid is used in car batteries. Yes. Now let's look at the comment. This increases the efficiency of petrol engine. Car batteries are responsible for starting the car. They are not responsible for the use of petrol or making the petrol engine efficient. Once the car starts, then the petrol starts getting used up. So comment is completely irrelevant. Next, D. The use of low sulfur petrol is beneficial because it minimizes the formation of acid rain. Yes, sulfur present in the fuel as contaminant burns in oxygen from air to form sulfur dioxide, which is the main contribution to acid rain by the exhaust emissions of cars. So this fact is correct. Now let's look at the comment. Sulfur dioxide is acidic because it is the oxide of a non-metal. Yes, sulfur dioxide, non-metal and non-metal. So the comment is also correct, making option D the correct option for this question. Question 27. An atom of which element has the same electronic configuration as an atom of an ion of strontium? Okay, we've got an ion of strontium, Sr2 positive. Strontium is in period 5. By losing 2 electron, it gains the noble gas configuration of period 4. And the noble gas in period 4 is krypton. So this makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 28. Metals have high melting points. What is the reason for this? Their atoms are joined by strong covalent bonds in a giant lattice. No, they've got a metallic lattice. They're not covalent compounds. They have strong forces of attraction between negative ions and delocalized electrons. There is no attraction between negative charges and electrons, which are also negative charges. They have strong forces of attraction between negative ions and positive ions. They are not ionic compounds. Metals are elements with their own type of bonding called metallic bonding. They have strong force of attraction between positive ions and the delocalized electrons. Yes, the positive ions are their nuclei and the delocalized electrons are the electrons from the outermost shell of each atom. So the metallic lattice has delocalized electrons present. So statement D is correct. This makes D the correct option for this question. Question 29. What happens when a strip of silver is immersed in an aqueous copper 2 sulfate? Silver in copper 2 sulfate. Okay. Bubbles of gas will appear. No reaction occurs. Uh, Pink copper will be deposited on the silver strip and the silver strip will start to dissolve. Wait a minute. Copper is more reactive than silver. So silver being less reactive will not displace copper. So It will not react. So no bubbles of gas will be seen. Pink color of copper will not be deposited and silver metal strip will not begin to dissolve because no reaction will occur. This makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 30. Four metals and hydrogen are arranged in order of decreasing reactivity. Yes, this is part of the reactivity series of metals. Which statement about these elements is correct? Aluminum is formed when aluminum oxide is heated with hydrogen? No. Aluminum is formed when aluminum oxide is dissolved in cryolite and electrolyzed. Copper displaces zinc from aqueous zinc sulfate. No, copper is less reactive than zinc, so it will not react with zinc sulfate. Copper is formed when copper 2 oxide is heated with hydrogen. Yes, because copper is less reactive than hydrogen, hydrogen will displace copper from copper oxide, forming copper metal and water. And last, when added to water, aluminum forms positive ions more readily than potassium forms positive ions. Potassium will react with water, forming potassium hydroxide. Aluminum, being amphoteric, will not react with water. So this makes option C the correct option for this question.